All right, thanks guys for joining us. We've got defender Emily Menges here, so we're just gonna let Emily go ahead and start us off. Emily, first game ever for Bay FC this Sunday against Angel City. What is the vibe and what's the talk amongst the team ahead of the first ever game for the club?
Yeah, I mean, nothing more than excitement. I think we are ironing out some final details this week, but yeah, preseason has been long, it felt like for some reason. And yeah, excited to watch the game starting tonight. I think that will kind of jump us off and our excitement. It's definitely there.
All right, we'll start off with questions. We'll go to Marissa.
Hi there, Emily. Thanks so much for doing this. I'm wondering, like, how possible is it to feel prepared when none of you have played in a real game together yet? Like, I know there's so much preparation that goes on and preseason's long, like you said, but like, how do you feel? Is it even possible to feel prepared when none of you have played together yet?
Yeah, we've gone to Palm Springs. We've tested ourselves against LA, San Diego. Obviously, people were missing on all three teams. Have had some inner squads in between just to get our numbers up. And yeah, things are coming together. I mean, for any team, I think the first game of the season is always kind of, yeah, kind of just not a crapshoot. We're more prepared than that, but every team is not as prepared as they will be later on. But yeah, we're feeling good. We're getting ourselves, like I said, we're ironing out the final details tactically, and yeah, ready to play Angel City.
And how do you feel about this defensive group? You have some veterans. You have Savvy King, who's really young, obviously. How do you feel about this group heading into the year?
Yeah, I feel good. We do. We have a great mix of experience and kind of raw talent, which is exciting. And so the players who, like myself and Jen and Kayla, Caprice, who have a little bit more experience in this league and in other leagues, are kind of taking the lead a little bit. But yeah, everybody is willing to listen. Everybody is learning how to play with each other still. I mean, just because you have experience doesn't mean you necessarily know how to play with each other. And so yeah, that has been a really fun process. But yeah, the defense, we're deep and we're experienced and we look good.
All right, we'll go to Cameron. Go ahead, Cameron.
Yeah, thank you. And thank you for taking the time to talk to us today. Kind of looking ahead to this, first matchup with Angel City, how much of a rivalry do you think it is? And then just kind of what is the vibe, around that?
Yeah, I think it's the perfect place to have our first game. Um, it's such an exciting place to play. It's so loud. They always bring the party at Angel City. So it will be a very good test for us, especially because it will be our first time playing at a stadium where we won't necessarily be able to hear the coaching staff and that kind of thing. But yeah, I think it's the perfect game for us. But yeah, the rivalry, like you said, I think there's always teams that you end up playing. It feels like 8 to 10 times a season, and I think this is going to be one of them. But yeah, it's great to have teams kind of in your neck of the woods and to create those rivalries, especially with expansion teams. It's important.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yep. Do we have any other questions for Emily? Yep, we'll go to Philip. Go ahead, Philip.
Hey, I was just curious, it's your first game, the club's first game, and you have the most expensive player in the world. Just what has Rachel been like around the club, and just what does she bring to you guys up front as a player?
Yeah, Rachel just got here actually, and so we're still getting to know her. But yeah, I think if I can answer it more broadly, I think a lot of the international talent we have brought in has given us a little bit of it's easy to kind of get stuck in the NWSL mindset. And I think bringing in players like Dana and Jen and Z, all different players from all different who've played in different countries, different leagues for their national team, top clubs in the world, just gives a different perspective, and it gives not just on the field but off the field as well, and new challenges to a back line, which is always exciting for me to know that I will not be playing against them. I'll be playing with them. So
Philip, do you have a follow-up?
No, thank you.
All right, thanks so much. We will go to Stumptown Footy.
Ooh.
Thank you. Hi, Emily.
Hi.
Thank you for the time. And I just wanted to ask you, since this is going to be the first time you will play for a different club in so long, how you have been feeling and how is the transition has been so far? Thank you.
Yeah. It's exciting. I think the decision to leave Portland was one to challenge myself and to kind of put myself in a different environment. And that's what this has been. I mean, like I said before, like getting to play with new people, but trying to figure out how to play with new personalities and different players from around the world. It's been a really exciting opportunity for me. But yeah, there's something a little bit surreal about having this season starting and not being a Portland jersey for sure. But as soon as the whistle blows, these are the girls I've spent the last 6 weeks with. And so it'll all feel fine once it starts.
All right, we'll go back to Cameron. Go ahead, Cameron.
Yeah, thank you. I just want to follow up on your comments earlier. You mentioned the environment at BMO Stadium. Obviously, Portland's had quite a great environment over the years. What would your biggest piece of advice to your teammates be? Going into a game like that in a potentially hostile environment for you guys this time?
It's generally not so hostile. It's more, the vibe is more like party vibes, celebrity party vibes. But yeah, I think my advice would be you won't be able to hear anybody from the bench. It's so loud in there. And so just trust your instincts, ask people or support the people around you on the field. And yeah, I think it adds to the excitement. I think it's more of a positive than a negative thing to play in an environment like that.
All right, do we have any last questions for Emily before we let her go? All right, I think we do not. So we will let Emily go, and we appreciate her time, and we will have Coach Montoya here shortly. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
All right, we have got Coach Albertin Montoya here. Coach, why don't you just start us off by your thoughts, kind of this first ever game for Bay FC? What's the emotion for you and the group heading into Sunday?
Excitement. It's been 8 weeks of preseason, so we're just ready to play our first game. Really looking forward to this moment. We've had what we consider a very good preseason. Teams come together really well, understanding our style and our way of playing, and now it's just getting out there and having some fun with it. So right now, the locker room, the practice today, just a lot of positive energy, and everyone's just ready to go.
All right, we'll kick it off with questions. We'll go to Marissa. Go ahead, Marissa.
Hi there. Thanks so much for doing this. I wanted to check. I know Rachel just got there a couple days ago. What's her official status, and can you give us any insight into your lineup on Sunday?
So with Rachel, it's exciting. She was out there today with our group, warming up and running, having some fun with the team, joking around. So she fits in really well. So that's always a good thing from a coach's perspective. And then the starting lineup, don't necessarily want to give too much away right now. We still have to determine it. There's the problem we've got a lot of good players, so it makes it difficult to choose a starting lineup. We've got a pretty good idea, but we're also waiting on a couple of things going on with a few players from the medical team, letting us know whether they're fully fit or not. Yeah, we'll just have to kind of wait and see.
All right, we'll go ahead to Cameron. Go ahead.
Yeah, thank you, and thanks, Coach, for taking the time today. Kind of looking ahead to this match against Angel City, what have you guys identified as some of their biggest, maybe something that will.
Oops, sorry.
So we didn't necessarily hear everything. You're coming in and out. So
Yeah.
Can you repeat your question?
Oh,
Cameron.
sorry. Yeah, thank you for taking the time. But just looking ahead to this first game, what have you identified as some of Angel City's strengths and something that may pose a challenge?
So I do believe they're actually one of the paciest teams in the league, and they also play some really good football. When we were talking about their scouting this morning with our team. It's, they try to play football. They try to play similar way than us. They have their outside backs that can get forward and can be a threat. They've got center backs with a lot of pace. And then at the same time, their forward and their front lines is as pacey and as fast and as dangerous as anyone in the league. So it just depends on the day, but they're a very talented group and they have good balance all over the field. So it's going to be a tough game, but one that we're looking forward to playing because I do believe they're going to be similar styles, and it's just now who does it a little bit better.
Any follow-up?
Yeah. And then just kind of looking at the matchup more broadly, obviously, being a geographical rival in some sense, do you feel like a rivalry starting to build up there? I know you guys haven't played, so it's a little bit hard, but
It is, but why not? It's always SoCal and NorCal, right? So rivalry is already set whether we played them or not. So NorCal is always trying to prove a point, and SoCal is as well. So we're just looking forward to it. We've gotten to know the coaching staff a little bit, and they're very talented and a wonderful side, and two teams going at each other. But come game day, we want to come out on top, as everyone does. But let's go for NorCal. Absolutely, this is going to be a rivalry for years to come.
All right, we'll go to Jason next. Go ahead, Jason.
Hey, Coach. I was just wondering if you had named a captain yet.
So we do not. We have 3 players that we're going to choose from, and we're still waiting to see on that. So that's just how it is for now. We've got a lot of players that have emerged, and they're very good leaders. But we want to get this right, and we can't just make that decision on 7 weeks of preseason, 7, 8 weeks of preseason. It's an important role, so we're gonna just wait and see until tomorrow. That's when we're gonna decide. But our coaching staff is going over it right now. So sorry I can't give that away, but it's a reality. There's quite a few good contenders, and we just are not ready to name one yet.
Yeah, no problem. And then I was just wondering with, I'm sure you have a long ways to go in terms of getting the team exactly the way you want to play. But as of right now, when you look at it, is there one part or one moment of the game or something that you're most confident in seeing your team do on Sunday?
Well, if they play the way they've been playing for the last few weeks, what they're going to show is that they're composed and they enjoy keeping the ball. They're going to solve problems by good movement, good skill work, and players supporting the ball. So that's really what I've asked them to do, and they've embraced it. And I keep saying that from the first couple of weeks of preseason. It's like they've taken this on, and they're taking pride of keeping the ball, solving the problems by getting into good areas and passing that ball around and not necessarily sending it. But with that being said, you've got to recognize the moments that it's that longer ball that penetrates, that gets us into a good area of the field because of the runs are being made. And then also their defensive mentality, the way we press and the way we counter press have been, very good for us. So I'm excited to see if it all comes together on Sunday afternoon.
All right, we'll take another question from Marissa. Go ahead, Marissa.
Yeah, I'm just curious what your expectations are for Princess this season. I know she's really young coming over here. Just what have you thought about her preseason and what do you expect from her?
As I describe her, she's the magician that can pull a rabbit out of a hat. That's who she is. She is incredible with the ball. So we just want to make sure that we're patient with her, give her time to develop. She's only 20 years old, but I think she's one of the best young talent that I've seen in a long time. And now she just needs to continue understanding how we play and play within the team. But she is very special, and we're excited to have her. And I think the fans are going to be on their edge of the seat when they watch her play.
All right, do we have any last questions? All right, we'll go to, no, well, they took out, okay, we'll go back. All right, Melina with Stumptown Footy, you'll wrap us up here.
Thank you. Sorry about that. Coach, if you will have to speak to fans, what would you say to them to make them excited about their debut? Thank you.
Fans, well, hopefully we can do what we've been doing in preseason, which is enjoying the ball, but going forward with numbers, creating a lot of opportunities, And we want to excite the fans in that way, because we're not just going to defend, we're not going to stay back, we're going to throw numbers at you, we're going to go in the attack with outside backs, forwards, midfielders getting in behind. So if it all comes together, it's good football with a lot of penetrating runs and getting into dangerous positions to create as many shots as we can. So that's really what we're going to try to do as often as possible.
All right, perfect. Well, we'll wrap it on that question. Thank you, Coach, for your time. Good luck this week, and thanks everyone for joining us.
Bay FC debuting in the NWSL against Angel City. You are